Okay, this is a really quick review, like very off the cuff, because I've just finished watching the film 1917, and this is my first initial thoughts, and I'm just going to do a really quick review for it for you now. I thought the film was excellent. I thought the cinematography was fantastic. I thought the soundtrack was really good, very sort of melancholic at points and very sort of poignant as well to the actual subject at hand, and it sort of played really well into the whole sort of scenery, and the soundtrack really did justice to the film, I thought. The actors in it were fantastic. They really did portray a sense of realism. The cinematography, like I say, was really good. Some of the scenes were beautiful. The only thing I could really fault it with is, like, there was a certain scene in the middle that sort of really slowed the pacing down of the film, but then it really picked back up again. It had this sort of real quick speed to it. The sort of general synopsis of the film is like these two army guys have to get this message across into enemy lands to save basically 1,600 of their fellow comrades' lives, basically. It also sort of weirdly brought to mind, and this is probably a weird comparison, but it really brought to mind Lord of the Rings. I know a lot of J.R.R. Tolkien's inspiration was from World War One, and obviously this being like a mission for two guys, and they've got to get this important message across complete dangerous lands and across treacherous territory, and they've got to get to this like one area. Really reminded me of Lord of the Rings, basically. So that's what I say, like Samwise and Frodo kind of thing. Obviously not based in fantasy, and the fact that this is not fantasy, and the fact that it's completely real and actually happened kind of thing, these sort of situations happened, really sort of is pretty poignant, and it really does make you think. And it makes me think while I was sitting there watching it, like stuffing my face with nachos and cheese, thinking how lucky I am that I live in a world where I don't have to do that kind of shit, and that these guys, people in my, like literally my family, have done this shit. I wouldn't say I'm a patriotic person really by any means, but I'm definitely, it got me in the feels when I sort of see what my fellow countrymen from the past did, you know, sacrifice themselves and put themselves on the line like that. And these guys were like 20 years old and younger, you know what I mean? They were like, they weren't fucking really of any age, and they were putting themselves on the line like that for their country and for their people, and you have to be thankful for that, and I'm definitely thankful for that. But yes, overall, and it did leave you, when you watch the film and come to the end of the film, you do feel kind of sad, and you do feel this real somber feeling, I guess, which you should do, because the subject matter is war. But it was, like I say, really, really well done, and highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it, and I would give it a big fat A. So yeah, thank you very much. That's the end of my quick review.